Hello everyone, this is Game Master here. Now, this video is about a game that died out a little while ago in my area, a couple years ago, few. Now, it's called Future Card Buddyfight. It's made by the same people that made Card Fight Vanguard, Bushiroad. And it's played like this. There's monster cards. There are item cards. And there are spell cards. You have 3 zones to put your monsters. There's the left, the middle, the center, and the right. In the beginning of a game, you probably want to put a card in your center, because your center, if there's nothing in your center, you could take a direct attack of damage. You get 1 buddy, but that's a card. Think of it as your commander, like in Magic. In this deck, there is 2 buddies. Also, I forgot to tell you a card, the flag card. It tells you what cards you can use in the deck. The red number up here is how much damage you can do. The blue is your defense. And that number 2 in the middle is how much critical it does, which is damage. And so that would mean you could do 2 damage. You can combine your attacks together to make a stronger attack, but there's no need if you're using it for a attack directly to your opponent. Now, if you see my item card, it has 0 attack and 0 critical because it's used for its ability. And in this game, it's similar to Magic the Gathering, which a lot of games are. Some cards might have an ability where you tap it, and then you use an ability, or you can untap a card. Like, for example, I'll show you these. Here is an ability of a card. Penetrate and Soul Guard. Soul Guard is if this card leaves the field. If it leaves the field, you can. If it would leave the field, you wouldn't take the damage. It wouldn't leave it. The soul would leave it. The Soul Guard. Penetrate is like trample. They have another one. They have double attack, where once during that turn, you can take it, untap it, and then use it again. This is how a life point counter looks like. See? Different numbers. Okay. You can increase your life and you can decrease your life. Now I'll tell you about the buddy call. Let me find him. This is my buddy for Continent World. You turn him, you tap it, you gain 1 life, and if there's a call cost, like say for example this one says pay 1 gauge. Gauge is like this, is where you put a set of cards. You can do it once per turn. It's called the charge and then draw. You put a card from your hand in the gauge zone, and then you draw again. So it works like, the phases work like this. Or let me tell you about the buddy first. Okay, say I tapped this one because he's my buddy. If I have the same card in my hand, I can put it for free, no call cost. Now I'll tell you about the call cost. Pay 1 gauge, and the gauge works like this. You get 2 gauge in the beginning of the game, and then you can do this. Say for example, the call cost was pay 3 gauge, and you only had 2. You cannot place that card unless you have a buddy of that card. Or say for example, it was pay 1 life. Now let me go to spells, or let me continue with monsters. They have a monster size. If you see here, his monster size is 2. That means you can put a monster size of 1 or 0 left, because the max number of size is up to 3 on the board. So you have to be careful when you're putting cards down. So remember also, some cards can reduce size. Now we'll go to spells. This spell has a call cost of pay 1 life, has counter, and tap monster on your opponent's field. Not all cards have a call cost. You know what? I'm sorry, there wasn't just 3 kind of cards, there's 4 kind of cards. No, 5, if you count the flag. There's a type of card that you hold sideways called Impact. These are the requirements, and this is what it does. First requirement, call cost, pay 2 gauge and pay 1 life. Counter, call a battle deity robo monster or a size 1 monster from your drop zone by paying its cost. So some of these cards deal damage, some of them give special effect. Yeah. In this Continental World deck, most of the, I don't have a flag for this one because I got this a couple years back and I played it at home a lot, and for some reason I just stopped playing. They're called generic cards. You can have a max of 50 cards in a deck, plus your buddy or buddies, because some decks have 2. I like this Continental World deck because you can engage in battle with your creatures because of item cards. This card has 2,000 attack and 2 critical. So you do that, and you pretty much got it. That's 2 damage. But you're susceptible to attacks from your opponent. Unless you use a spell, for example. Or the weapons in my deck do 2 or 3 critical damage. That is... I think that's everything. Most of the cards are... You read what they say, and you learn what they do. Think of it like Magic and... Vanguard mixed together. More Magic. Now, that's pretty much it. I can't find it in any of the card shops I go to. So if you want to get it, you might be able to get it from where you're at. Or you could get it from, I guess, Amazon or other websites that sell cards. Well, okay guys, I'll let you go. Oh, you know what? I forgot to tell you. If your attack is, of course, this is simple. If you have say this one's 7,000 attack and 3,000 defense. If your opponent attacks you and it has a greater defense or equal to, you lose. Your monster dies. He just gets into the drop zone, which in Yu-Gi-Oh would be the graveyard. For in case if you've never played Magic, or if you never played Vanguard, you never played other games like that. And then that's where the I remember now, I forgot to tell you. You can combine the attacks together. Say this was in my center, this one's on my left, this one's on my right. Combine the attack. Say they're attacking a high defense monster. This can really help. Okay, now it's done. Alright guys, I hope I showed you how to play. If you ever want to order some cards, if you can't find them anywhere, then that'd be good. I hope you guys have a nice day. So subscribe, like, view these videos, and yeah, have a nice day. Game Master out. Oh yeah, and like